John and Ollie are standing off to the side. Are you doing anything in particular?
Until the crowd started to disperse, I was in the quietest of quiet tones, like trying to describe what I had seen to John, that we were all bright lights. I saw it for the briefest flash, but if I were to compare it to John's light, who was standing right next, would I say that they're a comparable brightness?
Much brighter.
Much brighter. Okay.
Oh, okay.
There was a soft click, and the door opened. There's a man. There's a man standing there. Not terribly tall, but a black man with short, curly hair and what appears to be a fine tailored suit. Can I help you with something, or are you just going to stand outside my building all day?
Your building?
I don't take you for skaters.
I'm a college student.
You might be a skater. Is this one your father?
Yeah, I'll say, latching onto the thing. I did have some questions, though. If you own this building, that's actually really convenient, because my father's a private investigator. A couple of my friends from school, a couple of their friends after the incident at college went missing. Now, they weren't like students at the school, but apparently they were seen hanging out in this area a lot.
The man standing inside the doorway, holding the door but staying to the shadows. These friends. What did you say your name was?
I'm Ollie.
You say John, but of course, everyone hears something different. He looks at you. Is that a fucking joke?
No joke there, sir. I apologize, it's a name my mother gave me.
She must not have liked you very much.
No, left me outside with a name tag and a dog bowl.
Not the first time my name's been attached to something distasteful.
Are you going to vaguely insult us, or are you going to be helpful?
I'm sorry, young one, but only one of those is my job.
Oh, thank you.
He gives the thinnest of smiles. Did you, in fact, want something?
We're looking for folks who might be willing to give interviews or talk about some missing kids that come from around the area. We're trying to figure out what happened to them.
Ah, missing persons. I'm afraid that is wildly outside my specialty. Have you tried the police?
They're not touching anything involving the Reed incident. And I'm really worried. One of the kids was homeless, and you know how they get treated in this city.
Betsy, you have finished up selling your zines, and you see that they are talking to someone just inside the building. But from the distance and the dimness, you're not sure who.
Are the moths still where they were, or do they disappear?
They are now framing the door.
Interesting. Then I'm going to first take a quick picture of where they were earlier. And then I would like to go across the street so that I'm a little bit obscured from where my friends are talking to someone. Try and take a long distance photo discreetly of whatever it is they're doing.
You take a few pictures, but you don't have a whole lot of hope. And you're not sure what John in the picture is going to do to the development process in that particular photo, but you might be able to enhance it with magic later.
What's most important is that I have exposed film of the location. Then I'm going to go back to my car. I know they've got their leads. I've got my own. I'm going to take a closer look where the moths were the first time.
The ones up on the floor with the ramp?
Yes. And I have an excuse to get up there. I would like to ask a skateboarder if I could take action shots of them.
Fuck yeah, man.
I say that I will get up at the top of this ramp and take pictures of you as you come up over the lip. Do cool tricks.
With some difficulty, you do manage to get up there, huffing and puffing, but it wasn't precisely quiet. There's a bit of a bang, and the man that's standing in the doorway angles to try to look out. What was that?
I'll yell at him. I need to find Dick, god damn it. Can we stop dancing around the topic and just tell me if you know anything?
He will ignore that, press a button on the intercom on the inside of the door, and repeat, "What the hell was that?" "Finding out, sir. Step inside and tell me how you know Dick." He will step aside for you to walk in.
So you know him?
You first, he says suspiciously, looking at you.
Fuck, I'll walk in.
I will see if I'm allowed to follow behind and then also gesture with my cigarette to ask if it is okay to smoke in this building.
He waves his hand as if he doesn't care.
Wonderful. Lighten up the cigarette.
You two are doing that and stepping in. Betsy, you've climbed to the top of this ramp, bolted onto this window. You've got to the top and you're catching your breath. What do you do?
For the first minute or two, just in case anybody's in that window, I'm not looking. I'm sitting on the edge, catching my breath, as I fiddle with my camera and shout down to the guy, "I made it! These pictures are gonna be great!" Lying about my intentions.
As you're doing that, you catch the glimpse. The windows are painted from the inside.
That's unfortunate.
They're painted black. As you try to take a few pictures and at least make it look like you're not doing what you're doing, there's that little rolling screech of a window being opened. There is a girl, couldn't be older than you are, with a pentacle necklace, a black shirt and jeans, and a gun in her hand. The gun is below window level, but you can see it from your vantage point. "Hi, I'm gonna need to ask you to get down."
I fake startle, turn around, say "wow," and take a picture before I act like I noticed the gun, and go, "Oh, fuck."
You will say "oh fuck" in unison as you take the picture. She panics and points the gun at you now, and looks around wildly, her eyes settling on an intercom on the other side of the room that she starts edging towards, gun still pointed at you.
My camera is on a necklace. So I drop it with both hands. It doesn't fall to the ground, but I drop it with both hands and put them up and go,
Oh my god.
She's backed up and bumped against the wall, quite badly startling herself, and slams the intercom button. "I think we've got a problem."
Judas?
"Yeah, Judas Iscariot, get the fuck in."
John will walk in the door.
Just a cyborg, and now fucking Judas what? Next I'm gonna be Jesus' boyfriend?
He will touch the button. "Get her inside or shoot her. I'll take care of it after. Either way." You hear that come out of the speaker, Betsy.
Now, I'm smart enough to realize that if I run away, I'll be shot. So I'm going to dive into the building.
She is very jumpy and backs further away to the door. Fumbles to get it open, still trying to point the gun at you while obviously terrified.
With my resources, can I have a couple of little preloaded cameras you used to be able to get back in the day? I want to have one or two of those small ones and pull out one of those and use that to start taking pictures of the inside of the room once she leaves.
She hasn't left. She's just backed up against the door so that she can run if you lunge at her again.
Okay, I thought she was already booking it. Then, yeah, I just want to look around the room then. What's this room look like?
This room looks pretty empty. It's like somebody moved out fairly recently. Judas will let out a whistle. One of the skater kids comes up on a skateboard. Judas will hand him an envelope that looks thick. The usual. No mention of gun. As he steps back, the kid will skate back over to the skate park and start handing out cash and talking to folks.
Is that how nothing gets out of here?
That or the other way, he says at the top of the stairs.
Appreciate it. And I will continue up the stairs.
You get to the top, you see a blonde girl that's standing terrified, shaking, holding a gun, pointing.
Jesus Christ, Betsy, you're terrifying the child.
Sabrina! She looks over to him. Calm. Suddenly she relaxes. Yes, sir. Loudmouth, you're not doing yourself any favors by terrifying my staff. Do you mind coming out here?
I stand up and brush myself off and say, to be fair, I didn't know somebody was going to pull a gun on me for taking pictures of skateboarders.
And your name is?
Still looking at me?
Yes.
I say, Betsy Caldwell, head editor of the Independent Thinker, and I'll push one of the zines at him.
He will ignore it, as he seems to ignore half of the words you say. The one behind me seemed to know you, and the one behind me seemed to be looking for me, so I don't think it was a coincidence you were taking pictures on our floor.
Yeah, someone could stop blowing my cover, Betsy says, staring at somebody whose name is definitely not my own name. I'm sure it's not my name, even if I think it's my name.
Oh, you would have died if you climbed in that window.
That wasn't the plan. The plan was to take a picture at the painted window and then use magic to look through it.
Put the gun away, Sabrina. It's not necessary. You will instruct Sabrina to go back to what she was doing. He can handle this. Judas will ensure that all the doors in the hallway are closed, and then lean against the wall next to the hallway phone.
Can I cast a spell?
What are you trying to do?
Using correspondence and hoping to see a note or a message that was left on the fridge or by the phone or by the intercom, some sort of written correspondence. Seeing if I can see or find one of those.
What levers is WTD working? What is John doing that WTD will use it as an excuse to have this happen? Which of your tools are you going to use?
He's been smoking his stress cigarette. He's also got his personal notebook that he can scribble in as he's walking around and combing my hair religiously. We are in front of a new human, as far as I know.
You as WTD are taking note of all of this, and the moment he pulls out his notebook, you're like, ha, note.
Can I cover for this by talking?
John doesn't realize that he's doing magic.
Yeah. This is very coincidental, especially as correspondence and entropy. It's maybe 4 or 5 o'clock at this point. The buzzer rings behind you. Judas looks extremely annoyed by this. Sabrina will awkwardly poke out the door, sidle past as if trying not to disturb the conversation.
Oh, I hate that. Just walk through. Okay.
Down the stairs in dead silence. Opens the door. Yes, Sabrina Taylor? Domino's.
Sabrina Taylor.
Here you go. Yeah. Thank you. He's instant. Yeah, but Judas's eyes are boring into her as she walks past, quicker this time, with a pizza in hand, back to her room.
All the great pizza in Portland, and you order fucking...
I'll explain to Judas what I'm doing here. Looking for missing college students. As you may have heard, there was an incident at Reed College. My friend here is a private investigator, gesturing to my friend, and I am an investigative photojournalist, so we are looking into the missing people.
What classes did you and Dick have together, Oliver?
I told you, I didn't have any classes with Dick. He didn't go to the school. He was very close friends with a friend of mine who would hang out at Laurelhurst. They met him there. I saw him at the protest. I wouldn't say that I even really knew the kid, but I knew he was a good kid. He was always smiling. He was hanging out. What were their names? Betsy and Lily.
Who's this friend of yours that visited Laurelhurst that you're looking for?
No, I know where she is. I saw her like 2 weeks ago. She really cares about Dick, and if Dick and Lexi and Lilia haven't been seen since then, something's fucking going on, and I'm getting the goddamn feeling that you obviously know something.
Yes. Several people went missing during the Reed incident, as they're calling it. A number of people disappeared. These two and Dick, yes.
But the difference is I'm not hearing anybody else's name in my head when I'm vomiting in a fucking coffee shop bathroom.
That seems like a personal problem.
But the people in the Rift told me that Dick is in the portal.
Rift?
What the fuck does that mean?
Rift? Portal? Have you seen through that? You called it a rift?
I mean, hair, rift, anomalous butt, God's vagina, you could call it a bunch of different things.
That's a bit of an exaggeration.
So you've seen it?
Yes, I have.
Bigger every time I took a step towards it.
Do I know how to muffle my camera? Can I have modified it or something so that there's the take a picture silently function?
In the current state of technology, I believe that would be vulgar magic. A part of how cameras work is the clickety noise.
Yeah, but I put a little bit of padding where the shutter hits, so it's a little less noisy. It's well oiled. I'm willing to do some magic if I have to take pictures silently. I wanted to make it look like I'm not taking pictures. I want to just be holding my camera in my hand and talking while gesturing with it to discreetly take pictures of what's around me.
Are you going with it's just extremely well oiled to be as silent as a camera can be, or are you magically silencing it somehow? Or por qué no los dos? It sounds like the same thing to me.
Human beings are just human beings. I have no reason to believe on them. So I would like to use mind magic to make them not hear it. It's oiled, and I'm using fast talking to make them not notice my camera.
Though if you do tell Ollie that is a desire you have, I could probably modify your camera in a way to where it might slide silently.
If we have this conversation later, the response will be, with all required kindness, touch my camera and I will murder you. This is my camera. If you touch it, I will remove your hand.
You get a bit of a suspicious glance from him, but as far as you can tell, he didn't notice.
Perfect. Taking pictures of what I can from here. I know the doors are closed, but I'm seeing what I can see, especially if I can see a television.
Not from here, no. All the doors were closed.
But I do see a telephone and an intercom.
Yes, telephone and intercom. He'll point at you. Come with me. You're going to show me what you're talking about.
Yeah, we got arrested when we went on to Reed campus. We're not doing that again.
He'll stop, look back. Reed campus?
It's where the
Yes,
rift
where you
is.
went to college. Are you listening, man?
That's not where the rift is.
It's where a rift is.
There's another one? God fucking damn it.
He will start cursing in a language that you're pretty sure hasn't been spoken in at least a century. Probably a millennium. You heard him through one of them. Perhaps you can hear through the other.
The rifts seem to be talking.
Would you accept something from your avatar? Can we do that?
Yeah, this is the last one for the session.
Ask about Lexi and Lilia's TV. If they're gone, they would have taken the TV if it was something important.
I will ask. I'll say, what about, please don't shoot me. It's just coming from a voice in my head. Where is Lexi and Lilia's TV? They would have taken it with them if it was important.
The Sponge Man thing?
Oh, they have the SpongeBob?
It is awaiting their return. Why is it important?
According to the voice in my head.
I talk over you. Very. You should make sure it stays on.
He'll press the intercom. Sabrina, turn on the Sponge Man TV that the twins left and leave it on for the foreseeable future. You hear a crackly voice come through the speaker, obviously talking over something playing on a TV. Not a problem, sir. She'll look back over to Betsy and say, done.
Ideal. And let's go look at this other rift.
But if I get too close to it, I might pass out. And if that happens,
That is a sacrifice I am willing to make.
I was just asking to be dragged away from it. It's not like I'm gonna die. Last time I did it, Jesus fucking Christ, Judas. You know what? That was a real Judas thing to say.
Oh shit, you about to get socked.
Before you can react, he has you pinned by the throat against the wall. If I have to push you through it to get him back, I will. Now come with me.
Careful with somebody who could melt you on the fucking spot, my guy. I will reduce you to those fucking elements.
He is going to look you in the eye.
Was that masquerade breaking fast?
Masquerade breaking strong. Do you think you are the first?
We'd be the last.
You are going to bring me to Theseus, or die trying. He will drop you.
Who the fuck is Theseus?
The one beyond the rift.
It sounds like there's more than one beyond the rift. Sorry for not being so well informed. Touchy.
I have served this man who is a dreaming god for nearly 2,000 years. I do not intend for him to die, or be lost to me.
Misplaced him?
Do I get it yet that these are hemophagous?
It's starting to sink in that this guy at least thinks that he is legitimately Judas Iscariot.
Okay. And he's supernaturally strong.
And supernaturally strong. But he walks out into the daylight.
Does my intel say that's impossible? My real intel?
I mean, that's Vampire 101. They don't do sunlight. It's an overcast day, but even so, they should burn. He walks quickly through it and steps into a anomalously shiny black car. It certainly looks like the kind of car that should have been smashed in this part of town.